Howdy guys, my name's Shane. Welcome to the In the Blues YouTube channel. Today we're checking out the brand new Fender Blues Jr version 4 amplifier. One of the biggest upgrades to this amp over the prior generation of amps, unless you were buying one of their special edition ones, is the speaker. They're using a Celestion A-Type speaker in this particular amplifier, and they've also modified the EQ stack slightly as well. So you're going to hear a little bit more bass and maybe a little bit more treble as well. The speaker would also play a huge part in hearing different frequencies, obviously. I'm a huge advocate for changing speakers in amps if you don't quite like the sound. And I really think any upgrade on the speaker they had in there is a good thing, so good stuff. If you take a look at the control plate, you'll notice two different things. They've changed the color of the actual knobs, which is a good thing. I think that's a really cool thing, especially if you're playing in a dark room. And they've also made the text much easier to see on the actual plate as well. Like I said, they've also made some changes tone-wise to the amp. We'll do a shootout against the older generation of Blues Jr coming up on a separate video. This will just focus on the amp with a couple of different guitars, and we'll see what sort of sounds we can get. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and click the little bell right next to it. Thanks to Sky Music for letting me borrow this amp. I really appreciate it. If you live in Australia, check them out. All links are on screen and in the description below. Let's get into it. All right, let's kick this off. I'm playing my Fender Strat. This is a Mexican Strat, which is all stock, and I've got the EQ set up to 12 o'clock just for starters, and we're going for more of a clean tone. So I've got the volume/gain control down to 3, and the master volume's up around 4. The fat switch is currently off as well. Let's start on neck pickup. Sounds pretty good. Let's try it with the fat switch on. Definitely sounds better to my ear with the fat button on. Let's crank up the drive a little more and just back off the master. Get the drive up to about 12 o'clock. And now with the volume control pushed to about 2 o'clock, so it's going to get pretty dirty right now. There's nothing wrong with that tone right there. That's pretty cool. Alright, over to my 335, or in certain circles they're called the 445. Let's try this, neck. And over to bridge. Pulling some sort of stupid face, apologies. Almost. And now with the gain cranked, let's see what sort of meaty tones we can get out of this on bridge pickup.
It's pretty loud, I gotta say. I've got the amp on 3 on the master volume, and it's actually quite loud in here. It's probably loud enough to annoy the neighbors. And let's try it now with my volume control turned down. A little bit more volume. A little bit more. Actually, let's turn up the reverb a little more. Woo! It absolutely packs a punch. Thanks for watching. My name's Shane. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions about the amp or the review, please let me know and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Let me know your thoughts of the tone of this in the comments. In the room, it was extremely loud. The same old questions are going to come up. Is it loud enough to gig with? I don't know yet. It's one of those things where once you get a really loud cracking drummer, bass guitar, and all the rest of the stuff that goes on with a gig, I still think these are slightly underpowered. That's the weird thing about these amps. At home, they're really, really loud. Like I said, I didn't even get the amp up past about 4 on the master volume. So it gets loud for home really quick, but it's not quite loud enough to cut a big gig. If you're playing at a small gig and you actually have a band that has really good volume dynamics and self-control, you can mic up one of these amps and get away with it, no problems at all. The pros of an amp like this is, for their size, they're pretty loud, but they're also really light. So if you're looking for a lighter option, or something that you can sort of jam around at home, if you live in a house, that would be a good thing. But if you live in an apartment, it might not be the right amp. It definitely sounds pretty cool. I don't know how much of a difference I can hear right now in the room compared to the old ones. I actually have 2 other Blues Juniors on the floor, so I'll be comparing them. So don't forget to subscribe, click the bell, and come back for that video if you're into Blues Juniors. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you all soon. See ya.